Welcome to Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark. Be a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Hope everyone's having a great day. Appreciate y'all coming. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips and balance in favor of fair use. Hey there, our bucket list. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate you so much. Just come in and say hello. Appreciate that. Today it's about JAYMESON, Patrick, and VIVIAN WAHLSTROM from Minnesota. They are charged with child torture. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and share. We got something else I want to share with y'all after a while as well. So it's going to be about the Association for the Recovery of Children. We'll go over that later on in another live. So here are the parents here. Grand Rapids couple charged with child torture captured on video. So let's see what this news. I'll let that play.
At number one, a game changer, savvy homeowners, the Avon Visa Home Equity Credit Card. This HELOC on a
I get rid of that video for a second. Child abuse, camera in child's room, video of incidents, faced 25 years in prison. Child abuse, camera in child's room, video of incidents, faced 25 years in prison. I'm not sure whether Child abuse, camera in child's room, video of incidents, faced 25 years in prison. I'm not sure whether it's not playing the audio. It's playing it repeatedly on my YouTube. Grand Rapids, Minnesota. A Grand Rapids couple is facing decades in jail for torturing a child. 27-year-old JAYMESON WAHLSTROM and 24-year-old VIVIAN WAHLSTROM are charged with one felony count each. According to court documents, in October, authorities were contacted by an Ithaca County Child Protection investigator for reports of a child with a large bruise on her arm. The child told police it was from her father, JAYMESON WAHLSTROM. During the investigation, a camera was found in the child's bedroom. While reviewing recordings from it, officials say they found several examples of abuse. Criminal documents say the video shows the parents mothering the child, whipping her with a sweatshirt and holding her by her hair. There were also instances of them withholding food as punishment. Sick and twisted family. Go back over here. Hello there. Good to see you. Hello, sister. And hello, Chris. Hi there, David. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you, sister. So I got more documentation to show, so bear with me. Share screen. Go to the window over here. Let's see. I think I'm going to need to go to Facebook since it's not letting me go there entirely. So give me a few minutes on that. A few seconds. Bear with me on that. What's kind of like bite me, it's not letting me show the documentation, so I have to go over here to get it. How's everyone doing today? I got the documentation saved to my phone, the computer, sorry. So, bear with me. Please come up. And I want to thank Predator Report Admin Hub for exposing this, getting this out there. If you did not have it out there, I would not have known about this. So let's see. So let's go back and share the screen, everybody. So thanks for bearing with me. So let's start with, this is the mother, VIVIAN WAHLSTROM. This is the father, JAYMESON. Okay, let's try to make this bigger if we can. Date of birth is right there, Grand Rapids, Minnesota. The complainant submits this complaint to the court and states that there's probable cause to believe the defendant committed the following offenses: torture of a child, felony, Minnesota statute, right there with reference. Maximum sentence 25 years of prison or $35,000 fine or both. Felony on or about from September 2024 to October 2024. Well, it probably happened a lot of years before that. You know what I'm saying? That's just when they got caught, right? Charge description: on or about September 6, 2024 and through October 1st, 2024 in the county of Itasca, state of Minnesota, Jameson Patrick WAHLSTROM tortured a child either directly or as an accomplice. The complainant states that the following facts establish probable cause. On or about October the 4th, 2024, Officer Moran was contacted by Itasca County Health and Human Services Child Protection Investigator Crystal Ellis regarding a cross report that was received. It was reported that Child 1 had a large black and yellow bruise on the upper portion of her right arm. It was said that Child 1 reported that her dad, Jameson Patrick WAHLSTROM, did it after she got in trouble at school for running. Wow, you know a child's going to run. Child 1 did not say anything else. Officer Moran traveled to Van Dyke Elementary School and met with Investigator Ellis. Officer Moran and Investigator Ellis spoke with Child 1. Child 1 said that she did not want to talk about herself, but did say that she lived with her mom, Vivian Rose WAHLSTROM, her dad, and her two younger siblings. When asked to see her arms, Child 1 said no. That's basically because you are groomed at home and you're told not to tell anybody or else, right? When asked if she felt safe at home, child 1 said that she did not want to talk about it. When asked about the bruises on her arms, child 1 said she did not want to talk about it and she did not want to get in trouble at home. I'm glad she said that part. I do not want to get in trouble at home. Officer Moran and investigator Ellis spoke with Child 1's teacher and asked if Child 1 had bruises often. The teacher stated that they had made reports in the past about Child 1 having a black eye. When asked about her honesty, the teacher said Child 1 does lie, but usually not about big stuff. Officer Moran and investigator Ellis spoke with JAYMESON WAHLSTROM in a separate area at the school. According to JAYMESON WAHLSTROM, Child 1 has significant needs, and they are having her tested for autism. JAYMESON WAHLSTROM said that Child 1 has a history of self-harm and about 4 months ago, scratched herself all over her body. JAYMESON WAHLSTROM said that they took Child 1 to the emergency room, but it did not help. JAYMESON WAHLSTROM said they are working on getting Child 1 into therapy, but everyone has significant waiting list. When asked about discipline in the home, JAYMESON WAHLSTROM said that he used spankings but has not spanked Child 1 in 2 months. JAYMESON WAHLSTROM said that they primarily use timeouts in the home as discipline. JAYMESON WAHLSTROM denied noticing any bruising on Child 1 recently. JAYMESON WAHLSTROM said that he is a primary one to discipline Child 1 because Child 1 does not view his wife, VIVIAN WAHLSTROM, as a mom. JAYMESON WAHLSTROM agreed to come into the room with Child 1 to give her permission to talk with law enforcement and the investigator. JAYMESON WAHLSTROM went to the room with Child 1, Officer Moran, and investigator Ellis. JAYMESON WAHLSTROM told Child 1 that she could talk to them. When asked, Child 1 said that the bruises were from JAYMESON WAHLSTROM punching her. Officer Moran noted that JAYMESON WAHLSTROM stared intensely at Child 1, but she said that the bruises were from him. JAYMESON WAHLSTROM admitted that an incident occurred on Wednesday, October the 2nd, 2024. Child 1 explained that this happens when she gets in trouble at school. When Child 1 was shown a closed fist and an open hand, Child 1 indicated that JAYMESON WAHLSTROM hit her with a closed fist to her shoulder where the large bruise was observed. JAYMESON WAHLSTROM said that he hit the Child 1 2 times, and Child 1 stated that it was 5 times. Officer Moran and investigator Ellis spoke with JAYMESON WAHLSTROM in a separate room. JAYMESON WAHLSTROM admitted to hitting Child 1's hands together on October 2nd, 2024 because Child 1 was hitting peers at school. JAYMESON WAHLSTROM said that Child 1 often hits her siblings at home and tried to kill their cat. Officer Moran noted that Child 1 has bruises on her hands. Investigator Ellis and Officer Moran took custody of Child 1. JAYMESON WAHLSTROM agreed to follow law enforcement to the bowling alley in Grand Rapids. Once there, he voluntarily gave law enforcement his phone to ensure that he did not contact his wife to impede the investigation. JAYMESON WAHLSTROM waited at the bowling alley while Officer Moran and investigator Ellis traveled to the home to meet with VIVIAN WAHLSTROM, but she was not there. Law enforcement returned to the bowling alley and had JAYMESON WAHLSTROM call VIVIAN, who stated that she was out looking for him because she was worried. VIVIAN WAHLSTROM agreed to return home and meet law enforcement there. Law enforcement met VIVIAN WAHLSTROM at their residence located at 1113 Northeast 7th Avenue, Grand Rapids, Islesca County. VIVIAN WAHLSTROM explained that JAYMESON WAHLSTROM had spanked Child 1 for hitting peers at school on Tuesday, October the 1st, 2024. VIVIAN WAHLSTROM stated that she had left the home on Tuesday night and had been hanging out with friends for most of the week. Vivian Wahlstrom stated that there was a video camera, Google Nest, in Child One's room that she watched at times to make sure that Jameson Wahlstrom was not spanking too hard. Vivian Wahlstrom stated that Jameson Wahlstrom usually spanks Child One 5 times when she is in trouble. Vivian Wahlstrom denied watching the videos of the spanking from Tuesday, October the 1st, 2024. Vivian Wahlstrom denied witnessing any bruising on Child One this week. Vivian stated that Jameson had been the primary caregiver for Child One this week and that he is the primary one to discipline Child One in the home. Vivian Wahlstrom also stated that Child One is a difficult child. Vivian Wahlstrom gave verbal consent to watch the videos on her phone from Google Nest camera. Officer Moran observed a video from October the 1st, 2024. In the video, Jameson was stepping on Child One. Y'all hear that? He was stepping on her. Officer Moran noted that it appeared that Jameson applied pressure to Child One's stomach, lifted his foot off, and then began kicking Child One forcefully in the stomach several times while he was yelling at Child One. Officer Moran observed that Jameson took his shirt and struck Child One in the face with it multiple times. Jameson was also observed striking Child One in the face with his hand. Jameson screamed at Child One and said that she would not be leaving her room other than to use the bathroom, she would not be getting food, and she would not be going to school. Officer Moran briefly reviewed other videos in which she noted that Child One appeared to be lying in her bed naked in many of them. Officer Moran and Investigator Ellis was given a tour of the residence. They observed Child One's room in the basement, which has a bare, urine-stained mattress on the floor, one blanket, a pile of dirty dishes with moldy food on them, and a TV. Also in the basement was a game room which had multiple alcohol containers on the floor and on the desk. There were multiple liquor containers around the home and within reach of the 3 children. In one of the bathrooms, Officer Moran observed a glass paraphernalia pipe on the bathroom sink, which she knew from her training and experience is commonly used to smoke controlled substances. Vivian admitted to smoking marijuana in the bathroom and had a small blue container on the bathroom sink containing a green leafy mixture which resembled marijuana. Vivian confirmed that it was marijuana. Officer Moran observed a pile of soiled diapers on the floor of the master bedroom. Officer Moran noted that there was urine, dog feces, dirty clothing, and garbage throughout many other rooms. All 3 of the children were placed on a 72-hour hold. Child One was brought to the Family Advocacy Center in northern Minnesota for a medical examination. Photos were taken of the Child One's body, which showed multiple bruises. There were injuries to the Child One's arms, mouth, ribs, back, hands, thighs, shoulder, face, and ears. The medical examiner indicated that Child One's injuries were consistent with physical abuse, and some of the bruising is pattern bruising. At least 20 bruises were observed on Child One's body. Jameson Wahlstrom was placed under arrest and transported to the Itasca County Jail. Well, this is difficult to read, y'all. Whew. On October the 5th, 2024, Officer Moran went to the Itasca County Jail and took a recorded Mirandized statement from Jameson. Jameson stated the following. He resides that address. He is married to Vivian Rose and has 3 children. 2 of his 3 children are biological children of Vivian. Child 1 is Jameson Wahlstrom's oldest child from a previous relationship. So no wonder child one was saying that that's not her mother, because it wasn't her mother, right? Jameson Wallstrom acknowledged that the reason for the interview was about the children and specifically the bruises on his oldest child. Jameson Wallstrom agreed that he was not fully cooperative and honest about the level of physical discipline within his household. Jameson explained that he was a primary person in the household to discipline child one. Jameson stated that Vivian had disciplined child one in the past. Jameson said that the last time Vivian punished child one was within the past week. Oh, so did punish her still. That's a week ago, right? So Jameson explained that Vivian punishes child when he is at work. Jameson explained that the discipline consists of yelling, spanking on the buttocks multiple times, and smacking child one in the arms, legs, and on top of the head. You don't spank your child on the top of the head. Jameson denied witnessing the recent discipline, however, admitted to witnessing Vivian punish child one approximately a month ago. Jameson said that Vivian had recently told him that child one was in big trouble because of the way she hurts animals, and that Vivian Wallstrom had to punish child one physically and verbally. When child one is punished physically, it mainly occurs in child one's bedroom. I wouldn't call that a bedroom, but y'all, I would call that a dungeon. Jameson Wallstrom estimated that the first time Vivian physically punished child one was over a year ago, and the last time was this last week. Jameson said that both he and Vivian could do better when it comes to punishing child one. You reckon? How about having a good bed to sleep in, a good bedroom, not urine stained, whatever. You treat that kid like she did not matter, okay? They described child one's bedroom to consist of a chair, bed, plates, stuff to eat, a television, and a camera. Jameson said that the camera was placed in child one's room to monitor her injuring herself and her sleep patterns. Jameson admitted that he told investigators Ellis and Officer Moran that the last time he physically punished child one was approximately 2 months ago. Oh man, if that was approximately 2 months ago, all the bruises, that had to be pretty severe. She's still, just going by, we already know that's a lie, right? So Jameson's father admitted to telling investigators Ellis and Officer Moran that the last time child one self-harmed was approximately 4 months ago when she woke up and scratched her body until she was bleeding. Jameson admitted that he was not fully honest about the physical discipline within the home until he was in the room with child one during her statement where she had the bruises, that she said the bruises were from him. At that time, Jameson admitted to discipline child one on October 2nd, 2024. Officer Moran informed Jameson that she received the video footage from the Google Nest camera and asked if he remembered entering child one's bedroom on October the 1st, 2024. Jameson could not remember what day child one got into trouble at school and thought it was possibly Tuesday after thinking about it. Jameson stated that he lost it and his anger went out of control. Jameson explained that he had been stressed, anxious, and that his patience had been worn very thin. Jameson stated that money has been stressful. Jameson also stated that he is stressed due to child one's behaviors and how taxing child one is on a relationship with his wife. How about treating her like a child? And it might be a lot better, y'all. Y'all treat her worse than an animal, right? Jameson stated that child one came home from school and was sent to a room on October the 1st, 2024. Due to her behavior at school, child one peed the bed and soiled her pants. Jameson, but he wouldn't let her out of the room, would he? Jameson Wallstrom stated that child one purposely pees her pants out of anger or hate. When asked if child one pees her pants because of the physical abuse she endures at home, Jameson stated no, and that he believes it is because she was sexually assaulted while in her biological mother's care. Oh my goodness. He knew that she had been sexually assaulted, possibly prior. This child deserves a lot of love, people. Jameson said that he made child one take off all her clothes off when she sold her clothes. Jameson said that child one was sent to a room and that he started screaming and yelling at her. Jameson explained that he blew up when he found out child one was disrespecting Vivian. Jameson Wallstrom said that he got aggressive with child one, describing that he started spanking and smacking child one. Jameson said that he threw child one around. He threw her around, y'all. Spanked her, smacked her arms, and smacked her hands together out of anger. Jameson described smacking child one in the butt, arms, and the top of her head. Jameson said that he covered child one's mouth with his hand in an attempt to get her to stop screaming. Jameson explained that he applied slight pressure, but probably harder pressure than he believed when covering her mouth. Jameson stated that he did all of this while child one was laying in bed. Jameson said he remembered picking child one this is hard. Up and pushing her against a wall. Jameson said that he threw child one back onto the bed forcefully. Jameson said that he continued yelling at child one before leaving the room. See what kind of statements we got here. Hi, Chris. You keeping your 2 cents to yourself? Yeah, I'm steamed too. That's right. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. Maybe that person deserved to get arrested for, abusing a pet a few miles from you, huh? Can y'all believe this? So, Officer Moran asked Jameson about the video from October the 1st and if he remembered entering her room while she was lying on the bed naked and if he remembered taking his right foot and applying it to child one's stomach. Jameson said that he remembered the incidents and that he remembers applying pressure to the child's stomach with his foot. Officer Moran told Jameson that she observed that he lifted his foot off child one and started stomping on her stomach while child one was screaming and yelling. Of course, a kid is going to be screaming and yelling. You're hurting her. You hurt her ribs. Oh my gosh. You wanted her to be silent? Don't be hurting her and all that, right? Wow. Jameson said he thought that he kicked child one in the leg, not the stomach. Officer Moran asked Jameson if he remembered holding a sweatshirt, and he said that he did. Officer Moran asked Jameson what he did with the sweatshirt. James said he took the sweatshirt and began hitting child one with it everywhere, including her face and stomach. Officer Moran asked Jameson if he remembered hitting child one in the head with his hand. Jameson said that he did not remember. Jameson said that the video would be accurate if that is what it showed. Jameson said that he remembered kicking child one in the legs. Officer Moran asked Jameson Wallstrom if it was common for him to tell child one that she is not allowed out of her room unless she has to use a bathroom. Jameson said yes. Jameson stated that it is not common for him to tell child one that she is not allowed food when she is being disciplined. And when she's hurt like that, she could be able to get up out of bed possibly, she got to wear her clothes. She's in a lot of pain. She's injured, right? Man, this is a sorry piece of excuse for her dad. Jameson stated that is rare, but the food is withheld as a form of punishment sometimes. Jameson agreed that he physically disciplined child one multiple times a day. Jameson explained that if child one has a good day, she is not disciplined, and that if she has a bad day, she can be physically disciplined anywhere from 1 to 3 times. Jameson said that it would be rare for him to discipline child one more than 3 times a day. Jameson said that he had been struggling a lot this past month and estimated The most that he physically disciplined child one was approximately 4 times. Jameson said that child one causes problems with his relationship with his wife. Well, maybe if you would treat her like a human being and show her love instead of all the violence that you're showing her. Look at her bedroom you got her in. Look how decrepit. Whatever room's got dog pieces and dirty diapers around in different rooms and all that kind of stuff. Look at what y'all doing. Y'all need to show the kids that they are important. They're worth, wow, what you talking about, dude? Wow. Wow. So, so it said she causes problems. It said that Vivian does not want him and child one to be a part of the family anymore. Vivian does not want him and child one to be a part of the family anymore. Okay. Jameson explained that mornings are very rough on Vivian and that oftentimes she says she wants a divorce or wants him and child one out of the house. Jameson explained that a lot of the issues between them are because he refuses to give up child one. You need to give up child one. You don't love her. Abuse is not love. Let me tell you, abuse is not love. There's a lot of families who they can't have children and would love to have a child. I'm sure a lot of you people that's listening right now would love to just take that child up and hold her and comfort her. Well, and she and then they talked about boarding school for her. Jameson stated that he and Vivian tried to get child one help with several resources, but that everyone was booked in out 2 years. Jameson said that they have not tried contacting social services to get help because they knew that they were getting in trouble because all the bruises all over, right? According to Jameson, child one was eating paint chips off the wall in her room and was diagnosed with pica. Officer Moran asked Jameson if child one had been eating paint chips off the wall due to food being withheld from her. Jameson at first said no, but did admit that food is withheld from child one as a form of punishment. Jameson said that he feels pressured by Vivian and that as a form of punishment. Oh, it's probably why he started to physically abuse child one. Jameson estimated punishing child one 3 times this week from Monday to Friday. Jameson said that he believes that all of the bruises on child one are from him, however, that some could be from Vivian. Jameson stated that the physical discipline has been going on for approximately 1 year. Jameson said that the discipline has gone past a point of a simple discipline and has reached a point of child abuse. Jameson admitted that he had thought about it and knew that it was child abuse. Officer Moran then went over photographs that were collected by the Family Advocacy Center. Officer Moran showed Jameson Wahlstrom several pictures of the bruises that were on child one. Officer Moran asked Jameson how child one received the black and blue eye the school had reported. Jameson at first said that child one gave it to herself, but later admitted to punching child one. Wow. What a daddy. Talking about mommy dearest, there's father dearest, right? In the eye. Jameson thought that he potentially punched a child in the eye on Tuesday, October the 1st, when Officer Moran showed Jameson a picture of child one's back shoulder area. Jameson said that it appeared to be a handprint and that he believed it was from him. Jameson said that child one spends a lot of time in her room and agreed that child one comes home from school and remains in her room until she falls asleep. Jameson said that child one eats most of her meals in a room because Vivian does not like when child one looks at her when they eat. No wonder the girl don't like him because look, the mother don't even like it. The stepmom don't even like it when the little girl looks at her when she's eating. What's the problem? So they would rather eat without child one. Oh my gosh. Woo, woo, woo. Yes, I'm heated up. Jameson said that Child One sometimes eats at the table by herself. When asked how he thinks Child One feels, Jameson said that he believes Child One feels lonely, hateful, and spiteful. I would not think that she thinks hateful. I think that she feels unloved. That's what I would think. Unworthy, not worthy of your time. That you hate her. That you hate her, okay? Okay? When asked if Child One feels loved, Jameson said no. Jameson explained that he shows affection by saying, love you, good night, love you, good morning. That's all he says. But no, he don't hold her. He beats her, right? Officer Moran asked Jameson if he told Child One not to say anything about the physical discipline at home. Jameson admitted that he told Child One not to talk about it because he knew the way he disciplined Child One was wrong. Jameson agreed that Child One is afraid of Vivian Wahlstrom and himself. Jameson agreed that law enforcement will be surprised when watching the video footage and things they will find. Jameson explained that a lot of mornings when he is at work, Child One does not get taken care of. So Vivian is not taking care of her. That is not good for the stepmom to not be taken care of, right? Well, okay, hold on. Let's see. Not get food. See, you just said that Child One does not get taken care of, and then he goes down there and says something else. When asked for further explanation, Jameson said that Child One spends a day in a room and will not get food until he gets home from work when Vivian cares for her. So all day long without food, and then he comes in and disciplines her and says, no food. So you tell me what's going on here? So no food all day long, and no food after he disciplines her and warns her you can't eat tonight. Wow. Jameson explained that he knows that because of the camera in her room and watching it. Jameson stated that he has addressed the issue with Vivian, that Vivian says she does not have time, is overwhelmed, and zero patience for Child One. At this point, they would rather not have Child One in the house. Jameson said that approximately a week or two ago, he saw Vivian screaming at Child One and smacking Child One. Jameson said that Vivian told him that she woke up to one of the cats screaming and that Child One was choking it. Jameson said that the camera has only been installed in Child One's room approximately 1 month. On October the 7th, Vivian went to the Grand Rapids Police Department to be interviewed. Vivian Wahlstrom went to Grand Rapids City Hall building, which is a non-secure area of the police department. The area is open to the public, and the door cannot be locked from the inside of the room. Investigator Matson and child investigator Tarbuck observed portions of the interview by a closed circuit from an office in the police department. Officer Moran and Investigator Ellis conducted the interview. Officer Moran brought up the Google Nest video, but she observed from the camera in Child One's bedroom. Vivian was asked what happened to Child One around a particular incident where Child One had allegedly choked a cat. Vivian denied going into Child One's bedroom and disciplining her. Vivian eventually stated that she remembered being angry with Child One and that she was screaming and said some hurtful things. Vivian said that she is on depression medications and just not remember any more about the incidents. Maybe it's the marijuana that you're smoking. You know, you get your brain fried on drugs, right? We're talking about the cat incidents. Vivian eventually said that she woke up to the cat howling and that Child One was holding it up by the neck. Vivian said that she yelled at Child One and that Child One dropped the cat and ran down to her bedroom. Vivian said she was angry and followed Child One to the bedroom and was standing over her while Child One was lying on the mattress. Vivian admitted to saying things such as, I'm going to kill you, and was smacking her. Vivian said that she was mad and did not remember everything. Vivian agreed that the incident probably went too far. During the interview, the bruises that were found covering Child's body Child One's body was discussed. Investigator Matson asked Vivian if she assisted Child One in the bathing, and Vivian said that she probably didn't even have a bath, right? She did. Vivian said Child One would shower as well as take baths several times a week. Urine stained, bedding, just several times a week. Whoever believes that, please put a 2 in the chat. That she had her take baths just several times a week, and that's all. I believe it was much less than that. When asked if she had seen any of the bruises that covered Child One's body, Vivian Wahlstrom said that she had not noticed any bruising. Officer Matson told Vivian that he thought it would be impossible for her not to have seen any of the bruises, considering they were all over Child One's body and in different stages of healing. Vivian reiterated that she did not see any of it, so evidently, see, she didn't give her a shower, see. Vivian then said if there are little spots, she just chalks it up to Child One hurting herself. I notice a lot of times y'all keep blaming that the child hurt herself, right? At one point, Vivian said that she felt her actions were wrong and that she needs therapy. Vivian said she felt it might be best as she did not have Child One. Vivian said that she has discussed that with JAYMESON and has threatened divorce over the issue. Vivian stated that she has hit Child One before and that she will smack her hands for hitting people. Vivian stated that she did not know that JAYMESON was abusing Child One and causing so many marks on her. Oh, well, you just laid out and forgetting or something like that. The kid screaming bloody murder and all that. Oh, you just didn't know. Yeah, get real. When asked about Child One eating dinner in her room alone, Vivian stated that she sometimes does and that Child One prefers to eat alone in her room. When asked how often, Vivian said that it's almost every night that Child One eats alone. Vivian said that food is not withheld from the child as a form of punishment. We already know that's a lie, right? Law enforcement obtained warrants for the videos from the Google Nest camera and the phones of JAYMESON and Vivian. Text messages between Vivian and JAYMESON show that on numerous occasions, Vivian said she did not want Child One at her house anymore and that she refused to watch and care for Child One. On September 22nd, Vivian sent JAYMESON a text message stated Child One got her butt beat and I effing hate her. The conversation ensued in which Vivian said the following: I'm so serious, I don't want her anymore. I will not bring her to school. She can kiss my butt, in other words. I don't want anything to do with her. You didn't want to even take her to school because you know you was going to get busted about the bruises, right? On September 29th, 2024, Vivian Wahlstrom sent JAYMESON a text stating Child One is in huge effing trouble. On September the 30th, text between Vivian and JAYMESON showed that when told he may need to get Child One from school, JAYMESON said, I don't effing get it. I reminded her yesterday that any reds she's going to get screened on, and that if she hit again, she will get hit back. You know, a lot of times when a child is being abused at home and they have no other way of lashing out, especially this extreme abuse, they're gonna lash out to others. You know what I mean? It's a sad fact. You know, a lot of times that's something that happens. The videos that were recovered from Google Nest cameras show that Child One is frequently called names such as nasty, a butthole, an idiot, and disgusting. The videos show that Child One is in her room alone for long periods of time every day. She has no toys and at times can be seen playing an empty McDonald's Happy Meal box to occupy her time. Child 1 is sometimes allowed to watch TV in a room, but frequently loses that privilege. Child 1 is often told to lie right, which means on her back with her arms and hands on her side at her sides and her legs straight. So she's not even allowed to lay on her bed on her side or anything. She's got to lay flat on her back with her arms and hands at her sides and her legs straight. The videos show that child 1 lies in any other position, such as on her side with her legs crossed. She would be yelled at and told to lie right. When told to lie right, child 1 is seen on the videos lying on her back with her arms down at her sides. Child 1 frequently only has bare mattress on the floor that she sleeps on. So no covers, okay? The videos show that child 1 is often deprived of having a blanket at night as a form of punishment. VIVIAN, WAHLSTROM, and JAYMESON tell child 1 no blanket, at which child 1 puts a blanket on the mattress, or VIVIAN or JAYMESON move or take the blanket away. Additionally, child 1 is left with minimal or no clothing on while. This is horrific abuse, y'all. It's horrifying. This poor child, which is in a room. In child 1's bedroom, there's always a stack of dirty dishes on the floor near her mattress. Why did anybody took them up? Since you didn't want her to eat with you, please come and get the dishes. Child 1 endures extensive belittling and dismissal by VIVIAN and JAYMESON. She is confined to her room, often from the time school ends until the time she goes to school the next day. If JAYMESON or VIVIAN determine that child 1 has been naughty, then a form of punishment is making her stay home from school, locked in her room alone. She has no toys in her room. She is told to go to bed at all times of the day and is required to lie right for hours on end. Child 1 can at times be heard trying to engage VIVIAN and JAYMESON in conversation. However, they rarely acknowledge her. Child 1 can be heard saying, "Thanks, Dad," or "Thanks, Mom," for meeting her basic needs, like when they bring her food. Those words rarely receive a response. See, she actually did acknowledge her as a mom. And she said, "Thanks, Mom." See? So there's another lie, right? So in a video from September 9th, 2024, VIVIAN is seen entering child 1's bedroom. VIVIAN selects clothes for child 1 and then throws them onto the floor in front of child 1. VIVIAN says, "Put your clothes on now." VIVIAN remains in the room while child 1 attempts to change. Child 1 is seen trying to get her dress off and asks, "Will you help me with?" VIVIAN interrupts and says, "No." VIVIAN then walks out of the room while child 1 is still struggling to get her dress off in order to put the new clothes on. Eventually, child 1 is able to get her dress off and begins pulling off the clothes VIVIAN WAHLSTROM threw on the floor, or putting on, sorry. VIVIAN can be heard saying, "Put your shoes on." Child 1 responds, "I'm trying to get my clothes on." VIVIAN tells her to get your shoes on. Child 1 continues trying to get dressed. VIVIAN is later heard loudly saying, "It's not that effing hard. Let's go." A video from September 25th shows child 1 lying on a mattress. I like them to get treated the same way and see how hard it is for them to get dressed, right? All the bruises and all that kind of stuff. Can somebody please do this kind of things to the adults, please? They say it's inhumane, but they think it's okay to keep doing this to a child that's innocent? A video from September 25th shows child 1 lying on the mattress. JAYMESON opens the bedroom door and tells child 1 to get up and go potty. Child 1 says she already did. JAYMESON Wilson then tells her, "Okay, go to F to sleep. Understand?" Child 1 says, "Yes." JAYMESON then says, "All right, you wake up. You go F back to bed. You go to sleep." JAYMESON then closes the door. Child 1 says, "Good night." She does not receive a response. Review of the Google Nest video showed that child 1 has almost no anonymity at her home. If child 1 needs to go use the bathroom, she was required to ask permission. However, frequently her requests go unanswered, which leads to accidents in her room that later gets punished. She gets punished for it. She has to ask for permission, and they're not answering her. And then she has, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. In a video for September 7th, 2024, child one has seen eating a bowl of cereal on the floor of her room. The only clothing she has on is a t-shirt. Child one reaches toward her groin area and says, I have to pee. She receives no response. Child one is heard saying, uh-oh, and begins to cry while yelling, Dad. Again, there's no answer. Child one then sits on her knees with her head hanging down and cries as she wets herself. A while later, Jameson is heard saying, Go to bed. I don't give a shit. You already peed this morning. Child one lies on the back on the urine-soaked mattress. Child one soon takes up a defensive posture and starts to scream. Jameson is seen walking to the mattress, raising her right hand above his head and then slapping the child across her face. He walks away while she cries and he yells back, You're disgusting! Disgusting! In a video from September 16, 2024, Jameson enters Child One's bedroom. Child One attempts to engage him in conversation, which he ignores. Jameson selects clothing for Child One and throws them on the mattress. Child One attempts to say something, but Jameson cuts her off and says, That doesn't feel good, so shut your GD mouth a little bit. Jameson walks out of the room. Child One says, I gotta go potty, and walks out of the room. Jameson is heard yelling, Get in your room! Get in your room! Child One says she needs to go potty, and Jameson again yells to her, Get in your room! Child One is seen running back into the room. Not only does Child One need permission to leave her room to use the bathroom, but she also needs wow. A door. Child one remains lying on the mattress. A video from September 29th starts by showing child one lying on a mattress. Jameson enters the bedroom, sets a plate on the floor, and pulls a blanket off of child one. Child one flinches. Jameson says, I'm going to tell you something right effing now. Just because I'm not home sometimes doesn't mean you effing do whatever you want. If you're, something around tomorrow morning, you will not go to school and Mom will not take care of you. If you don't do good at school, I'm going to yell at you twice as bad. If you something around tomorrow morning, you don't get to go to school. You don't get to do anything. I'm going to yell at you even worse tomorrow. You understand? Child one responds, Yes, Dad. While speaking, Jameson punched the child in the leg. Jameson then slapped child one on the side of her head. Child one's head is pushed down to the mattress. Jameson then grabbed child one by the hair and lifted her into a seated position. So he pulled her by the head of her head. He screams at her. Jameson uses his left hand to grab child one around the throat. The video shows child one slightly rising from the mattress. Jameson then pushed her down onto the mattress and walks away. He yells, Finish eating and go the F to sleep. Oh, man, this is really torturous reading this. A video from September 29th begins with child one's bedroom being empty. Vivian's voice can be heard outside the room yelling, Get to your effing room before I effing kill you. The bedroom door opens and child one enters the room. Child one goes to her mattress and lies down. The video, somebody please put warning, trigger warning. A video from September 30th, 2024 shows child one lying on the mattress. Jameson tells her it's bedtime and that if she isn't good in the morning, then she is not going to school. Jameson asks if she understood, and child one says she did. Child one then says she needs to brush her teeth. Jameson says that she could brush her teeth in the morning. Child one asks Jameson to make sure to find her toothbrush. Jameson then screams, You're not in charge, are you? Child one answers, No. Jameson then yells, Shut your GD mouth. You don't tell me what to do. Just like at school. You're not in effing charge. You don't tell me what to do. You don't tell anyone what to do. A video from October the 1st shows Child 1 lying on a mattress. Jameson enters the bedroom and discovers that Child 1 had an accident. Child 1 states, I tried to hold it. Jameson approaches her, then strikes her across the face, knocking her onto her back on the mattress. Jameson then hits the child 4 more times. Each time she is hit, child's body can be seen violently jerking toward the top of the mattress from the force of the hits. Child 1 screams and cries uncontrollably. Jameson then yells at the child to get out of the room. This event continues into a second video. The next video shows Child 1 coming back into the room and getting dressed. Jameson tells her, You don't sleep under your blanket. You sleep on it tonight, he continues. And if you piss yourself tonight, you're never going to school again. You ever piss yourself again, you will not go to school ever again. Understand? Child 1 replies, Yes, Dad. He then walks away and says, Now eat and go to sleep. Take a deep breath. Remember, let's take a deep breath. A later video from October the 1st, that is 5 minutes and 4 seconds ago, shows the following. Jameson enters Child 1's bedroom carrying her by the arm. Child 1's feet do not touch the floor. Jameson throws Child down onto the mattress with enough force that her shoe flies off and almost hits the ceiling. Child 1 is screaming and crying. Jameson begins striking the child. Jameson punches and slaps Child over 10 times before grabbing her around the neck, lifting her up and slamming her onto the bed again. Jameson screams, You stop! And then slaps her in the face. He again screams in her face, You stop! Jameson proceeds to slap the child 2 more times. Vivian walks into the room and stands in the doorway watching the assault take place. Jameson spits on Child 1. Jameson bends down and covers Child's face with his hands. Child 1's cries become muffled. Vivian says, You won't. Just wonder if she's still alive, y'all. Promise you that, right? So what y'all think of all this? So what y'all think about all this, y'all? It's very disturbing, ain't it? Let me go back and look at the comments now. I'm sorry, I got to get this situated here. It's so small, the screen, so got to get it back to its normal. And thank you so much. Here, let me see what the comments are now. There, hello. Hello, sisters. We saw that earlier, so it's going down. Get this further down. This is trying to mess up this. Get it back over here, so maybe it'll show again. Berry code. Keeps changing out the size of the screen. That's what's making me mad. And let me go back over here to this. Okay. Get back over here. I'm sorry, y'all. This was very traumatic. It's really hard to get this out there. Got Berry Code over there where you're at. Hey there, Tammy. Good to see you. 2 storms are meeting now over North Carolina. Oh, boy. Be safe, okay? And they don't even listen, blaming the child and saying it's her. But the child will probably be harming herself, when nobody's listening to her and she ain't got no say so. And the child will self injure herself sometimes. Like, nobody's listening, nobody cares. It's supposed like she ain't got no escape from anything, right? You was in a Zoom. Softball missed the child was 6 years old, if I'm not mistaken, our bucket. My neighbor wants me to take him to the store, but I don't believe anything these varmints say. It's horrible, ain't it? Hey, Peggy, I'm glad to see you. Yeah, this is torture, not abuse. This kid, it's lucky she was not murdered. Do y'all agree with that? Yeah, take it easy. I was getting mad. Oh, man. Yeah, she was 6 years old, our bucket list. She is 6 years old. I wonder about the other two kids, them even being hearing all this, no telling. You don't say any kind of interaction with the other two kids and her either, right? Thank you, Bucket List, for that. Hello, Carlene. You just hopped on? You're quite welcome. Yeah. So, this is a really horrible story, but I felt like it needed to get out there. And I want to show y'all something interesting, what I want to end up picking up. It might be tomorrow, but I want to show y'all this right quick, okay? This is a site. This is the home of it right here. This is the Association for the Recovery of Children, Rescue and Missing. It's a rescue missing, exploited, and trafficked children in America. And who wants me to go over that late today or tomorrow? Please let me know, because I think it's imperative that we get any and all information out. There's also some classes to take over there, but you got to do it in person, and it's in Colorado. But we'll go over that kind of information tomorrow. And people that want to help rescue kids and stuff, please do your utmost to watch this so that you can see the information that's out there and what these courses entail. All right. So I got to take somebody to town. I think the bank closes at 4 o'clock, so I guess I better get going. Well, thank y'all so much. God bless y'all. Bye bye. Y'all have a great day.